in true text, the fact book, the nonfiction book that I'm using, is Wild Turkeys. And your job is to just really watch closely the steps that I take to make dash facts with a book. We tried dash facts with a video, but it looks different in a book, so really watch my steps, okay? So I'm in Wild Turkeys. I thought Connor and a few others that were having wonders about our turkeys would really appreciate chapter 2, the wild turkey. So I'm turning to page 12. And the first thing I'm going to do when I dash fact in a book is I'm going to read a whole section. And to decide on a whole section, for me, I'm just going to pick this page. I'm going to kind of ignore this page until I'm ready. So step one, the first thing I'm doing is I'm just going to read this whole page, kind of study the picture, look closely, and just enjoy it for a minute. The wild turkey. Wild turkeys are big birds. Most males weigh more than 16 pounds. They are called toms or gobblers. The females or hens usually weigh about 9 pounds. A turkey can stand 4 feet tall. Its wings spread 5 to 6 feet from tip to tip when it flies. So I already feel like, well, that was a lot of information. I read it through once. I did hang on to that number 16, but I don't really remember why I'm hanging on to that. So the next step is to read again, but in chunks, in pieces. So watch how I go back, and I'm just going to start at the beginning, almost like someone's pausing the video for me to take time after a fact. So I'm going to start here. The wild turkey. Wild turkeys are big birds. Okay, so if I'm going to dash fact, wild turkeys are big birds. I think I'm going to, Miguel, you're far away. Can you see if I dash fact on here? Or would you like it on the visualizer? Okay. So I'm going to be switching back and forth from the book to the paper, the recording sheet. So my recording sheet has our target on it. And let me read again. It said, wild turkeys are big birds. Well, I know I'm supposed to do just a little bit, and I'm supposed to do fast. Wild turkeys are big birds. I really want to draw this whole entire turkey. And I remember last year when we looked at a picture and we sketched it just perfectly, but I know dash means fast. Okay, so I'm just going to try and draw it as fast as I can. It's a bird, so it needs like a neck, a head, a beak. I'm trying to be fast, but include things. And it said it's a bird. I'm just going to label my turkey, and it's a bird. Okay, the next section. Most males weigh more than 16 pounds. They are called toms or gobblers. Let me see if I remember what I just read. It's talking about boys, but I didn't see that word boys. I wonder why I'm thinking about boys right now. Let me reread that. Most males weigh more than 16 pounds. They are called toms or gobblers. Okay, so after I reread and checked my understanding, now I remember. Okay, so I'm going to actually just label this as a boy. I'm going to add on to my first dash fact, and I'm going to say that I'm going to put equals, he's a tom. The boy is called Tom. And they said how much he weighs, but I forget. Let me reread. Oh, you remember? I don't remember. Let me reread. Most males weigh more than 16 pounds. They are called toms or gobblers. Oh, on my third read, now I have more. I'm going to put tom or gobblers, and I'm going to put 16 pounds.
Or more.
Ooh, plus.
Or more.
Plus is going to mean or more for me. I'm just trying to make quick notes. I don't want to write out the whole or more part. Quick notes for myself. So I stopped there. Now I can keep going since I have a dash fact already. The females or hens usually weigh about 9 pounds. Okay, if I check my understanding on that part, the females usually weigh 9 pounds, I think it said, and I forget what they were called. The females, or hens, usually weigh about 9 pounds. Okay, so now I'm going to have to draw a different turkey. And I think I'm going to do it down here because the females weigh less, so I'm going to try and draw it quick, but a little bit smaller. This is my best dash fact that's fast. This is the, I think they call it female, but I understood it as girl. And she was called a hen. And she was only 9 pounds. Okay, a little bit more in this section. So the first time I read it all the way through to here. So now dash fact by dash fact, I'm making my way down. A turkey can stand 4 feet tall. Ooh, I like that dash fact. Let's see. So I think if I check my understanding, it's a turkey can stand 4 feet tall. I kind of wonder what 4 feet tall looks like. How do I draw that? I think a turkey. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to write a whole sentence. Okay, it's just fast. So I'm going to put from her head to her feet. She's standing. I'm going to draw this line. She's standing, and I'm going to put 4 feet tall, but I'm going to put a question mark because I don't really understand that. 4 feet tall, like what does that really look like? I imagine a turkey like this big. 4 feet tall seems bigger than that. I'm wondering about that. That picture doesn't really look like a turkey that's 4 feet tall, and it said something about turkeys are birds. So I'm wondering, can a bird be 4 feet tall? This part has me wondering. That's okay, I'm just going to add question marks. This last part. Its wings spread 5 to 6 feet from tip to tip when it flies. Okay, if I kind of check my understanding on that. It's talking about wings and spread. So I'm picturing a bird with their wings flapping like side to side, spread out. I don't know if I can draw that. Let me reread, see if it gives me clues on what to draw. Its wings spread 5 to 6 feet from tip to tip when it flies. Oh, so I'm going to try and draw a turkey flying. Oh, that's hard. Just going to do my best. There's a wing. There's a wing. Don't really need to worry too much about his head, but I am going to label wing. And I'm going to label wing. And it said from tip to tip. But I don't know what I'm supposed to write for tip to tip. What is it saying? Its wings spread 5 to 6 feet from tip to tip. Oh, okay. So are you allowed to look back in the book?
Yeah.
Of course. Are you allowed to reread?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, 5 to 6 feet. Oh man, turkeys are so much bigger than I thought. 5 feet.
To 6.
Yeah, 5 feet or 6 feet. Okay, I'm just going to kind of look at my dash facts so far, see what I understood from just this section. From just this section, I understand that, without even rereading, I understand that turkeys are birds. I dash fact that. I dash fact that this one was a boy, and I could call him a tom or a gobbler, and he could be 16 pounds or more. Now, I drew that arrow, I think, because the girl weighs less. I think is why I drew that. Let me see. This is the girl turkey. She's called a hen. She's only 9 pounds. This line here was me being kind of confused, I remember, because they're 4 feet tall, but I can't really picture that. And then when they spread their wings, it could be 5 feet wide or 6 feet wide. I have a lot of facts here to help me remember about turkeys' bodies. Okay, so I have, okay, so now I want you to just turn and tell your partner the 4 steps that you're going to try at your seat.